And joining us now to talk more about this decision is Southern California constitutional attorney Jeff Lewis. Thank you for your time today, Jeff. Let's start out by just asking, do you see other states following suit after Arizona doing this today?
Well, this is a very unusual situation where a law that was in existence before Arizona became a state, while Abraham Lincoln was still president, was revived to take precedent over a more modern law. I don't see other states following this template completely, but I could see federal courts using this type of logic from this case to revive what's called the Comstock Act to enact a federal national abortion ban.
How do you see California being affected?
Yeah, in the short term, it's not going to be affected one bit. But if a federal court, ultimately the United States Supreme Court, were to decide that the Federal Comstock Act, which has been on the books since the 1870s, if that act can be revived, much like this Arizona law was revived, then the right to reproductive health care in California could be jeopardized.
And you talk about, how far this law goes back. What do you think may happen next in this case?
Well, from a legal point of view, in the piece that preceded my questions, they're talking about a constitutional amendment that's going to be on the ballot. And in addition, you could probably see voter turnout being increased due to the restrictions on reproductive rights. So this court decision is not going to be the last word on rights in Arizona to reproductive health.
People are already asking about the U.S. Supreme Court ever weighing in. Your thoughts just to answer some of the scuttlebutt today.
This case is not going to the United States Supreme Court. It's decided on very narrow state grounds. It's unlikely the Supreme Court would agree to hear it, and even more unlikely the Supreme Court would grant any relief.
All right. Jeff Lewis, thank you so much for your expertise on this subject today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.